Hello, and I'm not doing it. What's up, Reject Nation? Greg, John, and this guy, Ace. I was like, oh, let's get a Star Wars expert on here. Hated everything he did last time he was here. And I saw these positive comments, and I was like, fine, you can come back. It's your privilege to be here.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
I tried.
We make you look good. All right.
It's true.
No, man, thanks for coming back. I actually watched this channel for the first time after you plugged it here. It's pretty good.
There you go. Check out my channel.
I keep typing in first cut. That's not what it's called.
It's called First Cut.
It is called first cut.
Yeah.
I'm going film cut. That's what I'm getting wrong. Yeah.
Yes.
And I got it right today, obviously. Anyway, guys, we're gonna watch episode 3 of Obi-Wan. I'm very excited for it. We all are. And yeah, full-length watch-alongs we sync with the time code are available over at our Patreon for super sexy rejects. Reaction highlights and watch-alongs included at the same tier for some exclusive shows as well. But if you can't do that, use the Force to hit the like button. It doesn't really require much for it, but do it! And also subscribe and click that notification bell to get notified when our next reaction for Obi-Wan is up. And thanks to the boys at Prepper for helping us edit down these highlights. Thank you to you two for listening to me ramble. And also follow Ace on film theory. All right, let's get to it.
Don't make me kill you. I do not fear the dark side. I see through the lies of the Jedi.
It's like watching the Terminator get assembled.
Is this a daily process for Darth Vader?
It must be.
Oh, we get Darth Vader back.
He's been looking for you for a long time. He's coming, Master.
Oh, shit.
Vader's castle.
Damn.
Cool.
I love it.
I have been watching you, third sister. Prove yourself, and the position of Grand Inquisitor is yours.
Ah.
Fail me, and you will not live to regret it.
Sir, yes, sir.
It looks so good.
Oh, this is what we wanted. Just Obi-Wan and Vader.
Can't you make this thing go any faster?
It's a trade route, Leia. I'm not in control of it.
Can't you use the Force on it or something?
That's not how the Force works.
That's not how it works. Have you ever been afraid of the dark? How does it feel when you turn on the light?
I feel safe.
Yes, it feels like that.
Drugs make me feel that way.
We better get ready. We're on approach.
This feels like cinematic cutscenes from a good Star Wars video game. This whole show feels that way to me.
Coordinates say the meeting point is further north. That is if our new friend was telling the truth.
Why would he lie?
People are not all good, Leia.
Damn, snapping at her.
Seems like a losing battle these days.
Whoa.
No,
he is on.
No. People aren't all good.
Stay close.
This performance is so good. So layered.
Really good. Have you guys played Jedi Fallen Order?
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
I know something once in a while.
I know Star Wars. I know this place. This is dope, though.
It's crazy.
It looks sick.
Now it feels especially like a cutscene from a video game.
Yeah.
I traced the manifest. We should send out all remaining probes now.
You are not in charge here.
Oh.
That seat is mine, not yours.
It's already sitting inside.
I just spoke with Lord Vader. He asked me to lead the hunt. Send out the probes. Do it now.
I will get what I deserve. And so will you.
I will have 2 chairs.
I certainly hope so.
I'm beginning to think they really killed off the Grand Inquisitor. Or it was all a big part of the plan to get them. Oh, yeah. Just to get the wheels turning here.
It's a cool callback to Empire with the probe droids being shot out.
Never seen that one.
Maybe they're just late.
I never should have trusted him.
We don't know if maybe...
No one is coming here, Leia.
Well, if we're on our own, we're gonna need some help.
What are you doing?
Leia the hitchhiker.
We're looking for the nearest port.
Well, I'm going that way. Jump in.
Oh, no, that's all right. Thank you. We just need directions.
Come on, Father. We've walked long enough. Thanks, Rex.
My pleasure. Hop in.
I can't wait to eat them.
Are you trying to figure out whose voice that is?
Yeah.
Who is that?
I have no idea.
It almost sounds a little like Jeff Garland, but
It sounds a little like Seth Rogen, too.
Well, Seth Rogen, yeah.
Bob Chapek.
But I doubt it.
Bob Chapek personally came down.
Oh, great. Just play chill, man.
Oh, God.
They're moving us around, looking for a Jedi.
I hope we're not in any danger.
Oh, no, we'll find them. We always do.
We're smart.
It's not like he's wearing Jedi robes.
Always hit our target, boy.
They also say it's with a little girl. Probably wandering.
Hey, you two haven't seen anybody matching that description, have you?
What are you doing out here?
That's a long story.
It's a long way.
That sucks.
See the place where he met my mother. Or she.
She's not with us anymore.
Do you have any information about a Jedi?
I would know one if I saw one.
Are you sure he's even on this planet?
They know what they're doing, Leia.
Ugh.
You called her Leia. I thought her name was Luma.
Oh, you listen.
That was her mother's name. I get confused. Sometimes when I look at Luma, I see her mother's face. We all miss her very much.
That was the truth.
Just keep your eyes open. Report it if you see anything.
And I'm sorry for your loss.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Thanks, Breck.
That was not a long way.
Yeah, dude, come on.
That was like nothing.
What?
You knew her. Are you my real father?
Oh.
I wished I could say I was. But no, I'm not.
Sometimes I try to imagine what he was like.
He's a great guy.
The Jedi were taken from our families when we were very young. I remember a baby.
A baby?
Yes, I think I had a brother. I really don't remember him.
Carl Kenobi.
Breck, can we get off here?
Oh, it's a standard inspection. Don't worry. Won't take long. I know these fellas.
Who are they?
A couple of strays I found. Thought you might want to check them out.
You make myself look more like a Jedi.
Where are you headed?
Back to Tall. We have family here. We were visiting.
All right, step out of the vehicle. Initiate Protocol 23.
Oh, no.
Oh, dang, human.
Oh, cool. Got ourselves a Wilhelm screw.
Oh, no.
Put it down! Put it down!
All right, I'm putting it down.
Nah, you can't hit her, dude.
I'm putting it down. Just let her go.
Ooh.
Pretty sure you still could have gone around it on. Oh god.
Awesome.
I mean,
Get down! Get down on the ground!
I thought he was gonna go nuts.
Put your head down!
She's one of them.
Wow, here we go.
They'll have sent a transmission. We have to hurry. I'll take you the rest of the way.
Love interest.
I'll inform Lord Vader.
He's already been informed. He was most appreciative.
He gave me his number.
But we both know who'll be standing by his side when this is over.
The actual Grand Inquisitor.
Nobody goes in or out. Do you understand? Just go.
The bickering quality does feel plucked out of Rebels.
He gave you the right coordinates. I was on my way when the probes arrived, but you'd already gone.
I hadn't expected anyone to come.
It's because you're being negative.
I didn't mean to run away. I used to do it all the time. It was just for fun.
It wasn't your fault.
Aw.
L0 LA 59. Lola, say hello.
He's just a loader. They don't allow them to communicate.
But what if he has something to say?
Appreciate how much she loves, respects the life of droids so much. Really like that aspect.
You're not the first Jedi to come through here. It all leads to Jabim. From there, we give them new identities and get them out.
Jedi witness protection.
Quinlan was here.
Yeah, he helps now and again. Smuggling youngling.
Wow, that's a callback. Quinlan Voss.
Father of Eric Voss from New Rockstars.
Yeah, definitely. Great man.
Only when the eyes are closed can you truly see
See what?
the way.
This is the way.
Open up in there. I said, open up.
You get back into meditating.
Open up now.
I think this droid's gonna go ham.
This droid's gonna mess them up.
Master Chief.
Jedi was seen entering this camp. You seen anyone? Hey! I'm talking to you.
Oh my god, yes.
Damn.
Do it.
Doesn't understand. Come on. Let's try the next one.
Kick your ass, man. Kick your ass.
He's like, you lucky.
Mess you up, dog.
Compromise. We're coming to you right now. I don't care. Get the ship ready and hurry.
She's in Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
Opposite
There
Pedro
you
Pascal in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's hilarious,
I'm trying
and
to place it.
Yeah.
she's also in Luther.
Why do you do this? Risk everything.
I joined up when the Empire stood for something. By the time I realized what they really were, it was too late. I made some mistakes.
We all did.
It's a fascinating role.
What is it?
He's in your mind.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we making a house call.
There's that Vader who shows up. She's like, oh no.
The sound.
This is cool. I love seeing him like on another planet.
Wow, this is such a mindfuck for Obi-Wan. Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Oh! Awesome.
You think he's trying to call him out?
Yeah,
By
and he's
killing
trying to
those
bait him.
people?
He's
Yeah.
trying to
Bait
make him jump
yeah.
in and help, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do it.
Promise me.
Oh.
Damn.
I'll lead him away.
Damn, bro. This is amazing.
Oh.
Dude, he is so
Yeah.
sick.
He's like forcing his hand.
He's sadistic.
Oh, here we go.
Oh man, he's lit that thing up in a long time.
Just do it! Damn. Son of a bitch. I want him to do it so bad.
Door. He's running for the perfect moment to do it.
Yes. He knows just as well as we do. It's gotta be a good moment.
You cannot run.
That was perfect, actually. He did it so crispy, man. Come on.
Balance yourself out, man.
Cook him. Cook him.
You have to help him.
He'll be fine.
No, he won't be. I can make it on my own from here.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
The years have made you weak.
He's just like taunting him.
Go.
Keep running till you reach the port. A pilot will meet you there.
Oh, that's sick. This is like a fan film come to life, man.
It really is.
You should have killed me when you had the chance.
Force decide for you.
Obi-Wan thought he did.
Hey.
This is like a gold mine for an Inquisitor.
Oh. Oh. Come on, man.
Oh, god damn.
Now you will suffer, Obi-Wan.
He really wants him to burn like he did.
Wow.
Your pain has just begun.
Surprised he's looking all right in that fire.
Yeah, so far.
Bring him to me.
Damn.
Yeah.
Clutch droid.
So cool seeing him through the fire. That uplighting like a monster movie.
I do like seeing Vader capture through this camera work so much.
It looks really cool.
It's really, really cool, yeah.
That's a cool shot.
I know, right? Just flames the eyes. Damn. This is a pretty brutal ass Vader. It's the punishment Vader.
You're going to be okay.
Oh, I think Reva's gonna get her.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Come closer.
Are you the one I'm supposed to meet?
Unfortunately, they couldn't make it, but I'll take you from here.
Oh.
Damn. That was so
Ah, shit, damn. That was great. I really,
So
I
great.
that was a great one.
That was a great episode.
It only took 4 people to write that one. That's great. Yeah.
Not bad.
That was a really great episode, yeah.
Yeah, best one so far.
Yeah.
This was the show I've been wanting.
Yeah.
I know you love
So-
everything and anything Star Wars, but this is the episode I was like, yeah, this is the show I've been wanting right here.
I still love the first one, but this is another great one.
Yeah, it's not another level of me.
Now this
as compared to the other two. Oh, wait. Vivian, letter player. Moses Ingram. Son Kane constantly saying his lines differently every time.
Oh snap! She's Raya Kilstead from
Zach Braff.
Is
that who that was?
Yeah, I can hear it now.
Yeah. James Earl Jones.
That's great, James Earl Jones.
And Hayden Christensen, maybe in the suit. Maybe.
Hey, Pedro Pascal's barely on that set.
He wants more FaceTime in this season.
Director of photography. That's the Korean guy. I forgot what movie he did, but that's what looks so cool, because he was he was the one they hired years ago. Man, I'm gonna look him up right now if that's okay with you guys.
Whoa,
it's not like we're gonna jump cut here.
All research must be within your brain. All right.
No, that's not him.
We'll come back with that information in 5, 4, 3,
No, definitely not 5, 4, 3.
1.
All right, gang, dudes, my dudes, that was a really satisfying episode. This is the exact show I want it to be. I'm covered in cat hair right now. I just had a cat on me a moment ago, but I thought this was really gripping. This was exceptionally gripping. Watching Vader at this more brutal standpoint is something that I just want them to go even harder. That's what I found myself doing. Like, go harsher, drag them through, blow their heads up, like do something gnarly.
Make it like the boys. Yeah, make it like the boys.
Make it like the boys. Just go bananas, man. I want to see like that version of Vader, and I love this. You know, we've seen aggressive Vader in terms of live action. We've seen like aggressive Vader, mournful Vader, but this is like rageful Vader. Yeah, I really like it a lot.
Kind of like Rogue One, right? It felt like the Rogue One
a little bit.
Scene.
Well, they had the Rogue One fight, but more than just a fight. Like when he's talking to Reva, or just going through the town and torturing innocent people, just to like I want that Obi-Wan.
I want that rise out of him.
Give me Obi-Wan, you know.
Come on out.
Like the crooked bad boy coming through town.
The neck snap, the Force neck snap was so cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
It's like some Stranger Things shit right there. Yeah, that's what I mean. I want to see like more of that. I really enjoyed it. I think, you know, Ewan McGregor just keeps killing it. But really quick, while we're on Vader, what I loved about the Vader performance is like, getting James Earl Jones' voice. Jones's voice back. It's like getting that performance, but you can still feel, I don't know if it's Hayden Christensen always underneath it, but you can still feel that version of Anakin Skywalker. Like when you watch, you know, the original trilogy, you don't really get a sense of, you know, of a Hayden Christensen underneath the suit, or a Hayden Christensen type even. Yet here you can feel that, and it elevates it that much more. And I love the way they capture him here, because this is the first time you see Vader caught in this kind of camera movement. Like a lot of this just feels like raw, you know, a lot of those handheld. Simple landscapes at times. It feels like when you watch those fan films that, and this is, I mean this complimentary wise, because you could, depending on the tone or slang and how you say it, when you say fan film, that can sound like an insult. I mean it complimentary wise, of when you watch those great fan films, those gripping ones, and you're like, damn, this would be a cool thing. Why doesn't Disney do shit like this? And then this is the stuff where I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to see more of that. You know, like when he's torturing Obi-Wan in the fire, like it's been 10 years. He's just like, I hate my life. I need to punish this guy for what he's done to me. It's awesome stuff. Ace, what happened? Who went second last time? Ace, you go second. Go, Ace.
Oh, I go first. Okay. Yeah, Vader was incredible. I mean, the idea of Vader touching down and getting his hands dirty and doing the dirty work and not just leaving it to Reva and the Inquisitors was a really cool concept too. I love seeing Vader in this terrain, something that we've never seen before, or at least not in like canon. We've never seen Vader like touch down on a planet like this before. We've obviously seen him in Hoth when he came down there for that brief moment, which is a cool moment on Empire Strikes Back. And then for the rest of pretty much the original trilogy, we see Vader on ships and on different
like
Star Destroyers. But we don't really see him touch down too many times unless it's like a video game or something. So that was really cool for me. Seeing the lighting of the light. I don't know if you guys caught, but the lighting of the lightsabers was really cool.
Like illuminates this just their specific like
Yeah.
little surrounding this like circle that we're in, the circumference we're in.
To finish my point that I was saying at the end of the video, Chung Kung Chung, who is the DP for Old Boy, DP for The Handmaiden. He did Last Night in Soho. He did a lot of other movies, but he is a very, very good DP.
That's why this episode looked like shit. Yeah.
That's why it looked incredible. Yeah. That I really am convinced that that's why it looks so good, because we have a veteran director of photography doing the majority of the shots. So I felt like that came out quite a bit when it came to the lighting and the shot selection.
But yeah, I bet freaking Obi-Wan, Ewan McGregor's performance, like when the first time he sees Anakin, or he thinks he sees Anakin, because he's kind of like tripping balls. So there was a whole realization of, because this whole time he's thought he's killed him, you know, and living with the pain of that, and everything surrounding him is just a reminder of that. The whole, even though he thought Anakin was dead, the birth of what the Empire is, he feels. I imagine that he feels like partially responsible for it, for never having had the foresight to prevent Anakin from going down that path and what it led to and all that. So the first time he sees him, and then when he senses him when they're in, what's that planet called that they're in at the end here?
Oh, Mapuzo.
Mario Puzo.
Yeah, and then that distorted sidewinding shot of him, it just looks like he's about to faint, like just getting hit with the presence of Anakin, like you could just feel it, sensing it. I'm trying to hand this off to you without taking over. John,
it's all good.
Stuff.
They've done it. No, I think they've done it. I think my perhaps favorite thread that they've put into the tone of this show is that amount of foreboding and dread and viciousness or monstrousness that comes off of basically the entire dark side presence here. And even too, I'll include the Obi-Wan because there was such a build-up with, you know, the igniting of his lightsaber. But two, I mean, we remarked on the previous episodes how much they're not going hog wild with lightsaber stuff. They're really making those things, you know, they're making them rewarding by building them up in such a way where at first, when like you have Reva and him squaring off, it's just like this monstrous buzzing force, and then here you have all that build up to them finally clashing together, and yeah, this onset of dread and of just disturbance within that comes with the arrival and the presence of Vader. Like, I like the subtle hints.
There's been a disturbance
in the Force. Yeah, and I like the way I believe, I can't remember where I heard this clarification, but I think it's in one of the novelization of Revenge of the Sith where they say, like, you know, Obi-Wan left it to the Force as to whether Anakin would live or die there. And I like that you have this sort of question. It's like, yeah, he assumes he's probably dead, but he doesn't know for certain, and there's almost like this ghost story mixed with a little hint of just demonic presence that comes with the entire situation surrounding Anakin. And I think the way that they captured him here really, it's like you said, it puts you there in a lot of different ways, partly due to the handheld nature, partly peering through the flames. They do a lot really nicely with foreground obstruction to make it feel like you are really there looking at this, you know, person, and also too seeing somebody like Obi-Wan, who we have such an association with being this warm, safe presence, much like the Force says he describes here, is actually not, is actually completely sort of on his heels and is, you know, terrified in a way of what is coming. And I like, even though they're not making a huge big deal out of it directly, that yeah, there is so much disturbance within Obi-Wan right now.
I mean, that's one of the main highlight of the show for me. I mean, it's been like Vader being badass the whole time. Every time Vader's there, I mean, like freaking seeing Vader's castle. Oh my god! Yeah,
oh,
so cool.
I have to talk about that because that was so cool. I mean, the idea of just like zooming in on the lava and then working its way up, the camera working its way up to Vader's castle, and obviously we know about Vader's castle. We saw it in Rogue One as well. But it's seeing it again and seeing more of the inside of it and seeing the throne room, which looks incredible, which has a view of all of Mustafar in the back, almost like he wants to like remember and almost like remind himself of what happened and what he is and how he became what he was.
It's been a motive of his this entire time.
Yeah, it really is kind of this crazy concept of like the most traumatic moment in his life is also when he became who he is now, which is Vader, and he almost wants to live in that moment and live in that planet. And it's just a really cool set design, and it's a really cool concept to see that in Vader.
I think that's what's making Vader so compelling this time around, more than before for me, because Vader's always been great, but what makes him especially compelling is that he's a character, you could feel all the pain and the tortured soul underneath the suit this time around, where normally it's like you had Hayden Christensen's performance, and then Darth Vader was just, badass. I mean, there was other shades that you begin like Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi, of course, but here this is like a real tumultuous performance here, and then you back that with Obi-Wan's resigned performance, or Ewan McGregor's. And by the way, I know I was like a little bit critical of the actress who played Leia before, because it just more with the writing of the character, because I had a feeling it had something more to do with that. But I thought Leia was actually really great this episode. I really thought she was great, and I liked that we got more shades of her. She felt way more human and not just like, precocious child actor. Like she felt like a real human character, and I really sympathized for her. I just want to throw that out there really fast. But well, curious to get anyone's thoughts on this one, the lightsaber fight here, because I think what a lot of people might be expecting is, like Revenge of the Sith had one of the most epic balls to the wall like a lightsaber fight that just went on for like 45 minutes. It was just a crazy choreographed fight, and that's not what we're gonna get. Maybe something close to that maybe down the road, but of course not at the beginning. And I thought what was cool about this reintroduction of it, because we were all like, when's Obi-Wan going to ignite his lightsaber? And so much about when discussing the Force is so much about feeling, and when he sees Darth Vader for the first, when he's confronted with Darth Vader, it's like he holds up the handle of the lightsaber, or what do you call it? Not the handle. What is that called? The hilt. The hilt. That's what it's called. Good word. The hilt of the lightsaber, and we think he's gonna ignite it, but he doesn't. And then he gets that instinctual feeling eventually, and does it without thinking. And that to me is more, as opposed to making this big grandiose moment of when he does ignite it, that's more authentic and in line with what they talk about with the Force. And I like the fight because it was so emotionally taunting versus crazy choreography. Like Vader just exuded power and dominance over him the whole time, and was just like kind of bullying him, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you watch Obi-Wan struggle, and he even makes that remark like, wow, you really are in bad shape, Obi-Wan. Which you get the sense almost like, even though, I mean, his goal obviously is to bring him in and have, whatever, way he wants to punish him. I almost feel like there's a small hint of like, I mean, can't bring you in like this. You gotta rise to the occasion a little more for the history that we both share. But two, I mean, just the way that they, like you said before, the way that they enhance the colors. Like I love, as much as people gripe about the shows on Disney Plus, especially being, very desert oriented and whatnot, I thought it was nice to have this fight take place in sort of a neutral ground from, the last famous fight was obviously Mustafar, lava. Here we have the crystalline version of that, just sand. But you also have the darkness with which the actual glow can illuminate things, and I love the fact that they let so much of that play in just the sound effects and in that glowing, because you have those two striking, strong, complementary colors, which is cool from a filmmaking standpoint, because they had to light that, put the lightsabers in after, but it's also just a great visual color representation of the clash at hand.
Yeah, I mean, the lighting is obviously amazing. When it comes to the fight itself, it's interesting because I keep thinking about timeline wise as far as what they're going to do. I'm pretty sure they're doing 2 seasons, right? Is that what they said for this?
I have no idea.
I thought this was just a
or it could be a one-off, but my thing is like
Andor's 2 seasons.
Okay, so my thing is like eventually we're going to get to a point where we see a much more improved Obi-Wan. Because obviously I keep going back to the line from A New Hope, but it's important because it's a very famous line from A New Hope, as far as implying that, last time we faced, you were the master, but now I'm the master. So he says, I'm but the learner, but you are the master. So for me, it's
Make
like
sure to get that shit.
I know. I
Fact
just messed it up.
check.
Asshole.
I messed the whole thing up right now. But for me, it's more like, you know, eventually we are going to get an Obi-Wan who is a little bit more confident in who he is and his abilities. And again, if you've seen Rebels, you've seen that scene with Darth Maul, which eventually shows that he is much more connected to the Force than he is now, which obviously he's very much out of shape and not there. But it still was a cool, like, brief moment. It was very one-sided, but it was still like a cool, like, little brief moment of like teasing what could be, as far as if once Obi-Wan is like, you know, in God mode.
Well, I think what they're doing with Obi-Wan that I find really, really cool, like it really started to click with me in this episode, because yeah, we will get that Obi-Wan, we just have to. It wouldn't make sense if we didn't get rid of Obi-Wan down that road, and we have to see his arc. Because right now there's so much destitute, he is so resigned, and he's like snapping at Leia left and right over anything that's like, hey, this might be a positive thing. No, nothing's positive. Everything's evil in this world. You know,
It's a bleak, dark world.
Yeah, everything that happens, he just snaps. He's lost all hope, basically, for anything good, because he's a shattered guy right now. And this is slowly putting him on little paths where he can regain that light, with the metaphor he talked about, where like, are you scared of the dark, and then the light comes on and you feel safe, and he's slowly getting that light back in him from interacting with Leia, and then seeing the path is what it's called.
Where
they find like Force sensitive kids or like help get people out of there. It's
help
like
smuggle,
it's like the Underground Railroad, you know,
for Jedi.
Yeah. So
Jedi sympathizers.
Yeah, so they have so like seeing that, and then seeing who else has crossed paths there. What's so neat is that he's obviously so traumatized by his experience that happened with Anakin Skywalker, that through having to confront Vader, through having to, you know, go through these altercations with him again, this experience is what's going to get him to be back in tune with the Force. You know, facing his darkest thing ever is going to be the thing that brings him the light again. And I love that. And it just has to go that path. And I'm okay knowing that, or at least having a good guess as to that. And I'm okay with that, because that's just a beautiful story to tell. And it does reestablish, as it necessitates as a gap for Obi-Wan for a live action that we haven't gotten from prequels to modern day trilogy, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of it too is going to come back to Qui-Gon, which we keep getting teased throughout the entire season so far. We've had 3 episodes, and I think he's mentioned him in all 3 episodes.
Definitely.
He's talked to him, yeah. Or tried to.
Or tried to him in Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith.
But I feel like that's important, because I think that's going to help him connect to his next chapter and his next step. Obviously, you know, Force Ghost, but also just connecting to the Force in general when it comes to his abilities and when it comes to his contact with the Force, and obviously overcoming Anakin and overcoming who he is as Vader. And I think coming to terms with it, right? Because I feel like by A New Hope he's come to terms with, like,
oh, definitely,
Anakin's gone, this is Vader now, I have to, you know, be at peace with that.
And it's not all on me.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of that's going to come from Qui-Gon.
Well, I think he probably, Qui-Gon left him with the role to, I'm dying, this guy's the chosen one, you got to put him on the path. And he probably feels like he completely failed Qui-Gon, and that also haunts him. That's why I love Ewan McGregor's performance here, because, you know, I know there's a lot of, I don't want to get into this whole debate about The Last Jedi, I'm sick of that fucking conversation. And there's a lot of debating about, you know, Luke Skywalker and all that, and how he was portrayed. And they do something kind of similar here, but it all makes sense based off of everything we know that came before the show, you know?
Yeah,
like,
really,
this guy totally would be in this spot in his life at this point.
Yeah, based on what we know, that's a very fluid decision rather than that's a choice.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And too, just like, I loved watching him and the young actress who plays Leia, like, go back and forth too. Like, there was such natural interplay between them. Like you brought up before, I think that really helped to kind of bring everything together for that performance too.
What do you think about Ace specifically? What do you think? How do you feel about the Inquisitors? Because I was excited about the Inquisitors. I'm not a big fan of the way they're being portrayed, to be totally honest.
I mean, I feel like
They feel like they're part of the cartoon to me, you know.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's a bad thing. I kind of feel like that's kind of what they're made for. I don't think they've ever necessarily been
the most badass.
Yeah,
thing in the world,
the big
yeah.
bad necessarily. I don't think they've ever been in any kind of media that they've been in, unless it's Grand Inquisitor season 1 of Rebels. That kind of felt like a big deal, but you know, the other Inquisitors from there on were always like in teams, in tag teams, or like in trios, which kind of make it felt like, you know, if they were so imposing, you know, one of them could be a big deal, but it's always in groups. I feel like they're fulfilling the role that they are tasked with, and I feel like they're doing a pretty good job with that. So
I feel like I'm in the minority of people who I've enjoyed Reva thus far, and
I did too.
Yeah, and I feel like
in this episode,
and I feel like the part of it is that I feel like the rest of the Inquisitors are a bit, you know, like Sun Kang talks really slow, and
Sun Kang says which brother is he again? Fifth brother? Not the fifth. Yeah. Sun Kang, he says every line the same.
Every
line is the same.
a lot like this, and it takes a long time to get them all out.
And so yeah, like I feel like in a way I'm like, okay, that almost does feel like a choice, and yeah, the rest of them are kind of bickery and self-serving and power hungry, and Reva has a purpose beyond all that and a connection to Anakin. I just think her presence, I believe the menace in her presence, or at least like the seething anger that guides her. She's not as scary as Darth Vader, but them together, I'm like, yeah, I'm a little threatened by them. Like when she tracks down Leia, I'm like, well, that's not good. You know, like whereas if it had been Sun Kang, I'd be like, hey, it'll be fine. You know?
Leia can take Sun Kang.
Yeah, not to slight Han or anything.
How do you feel? I mean, I liked Reva. I've been back and forth on her performance specifically, but I liked her here on this particular. I liked everything about this episode. But what did you think about? What do you think's going on with the Grand Inquisitor here? Do you think that they're just like, this is a thing that kind of mapped out with Vader to get to elevate the others?
Yeah, I feel like this is just another like, while this guy is out of commission kind of thing, we can make a new Grand Inquisitor if you fulfill the task and if you prove that you're better than this guy. But
Vader's got to know he's not dead.
Yeah, 100% for sure. I just feel like he's taking advantage of his like leave of absence. Of his
Grand
time
Inquisitor
off.
was supposed to go on vacation anyway.
exactly.
So they were like, we'll come up with this ruse. That way Reva can really rise to the ranks.
Ruse one.
Ruse one.
His suspension. He's been suspended for a couple months.
He's been written up.
Yeah, he's, you know, while he's out, we need a new Grand Inquisitor to fill the role. I feel like that's kind of what it is. And it's funny because I actually kind of like that scene because it's also very original trilogy Vader, especially Empire Strikes Back, where he's always trying to promote the next guy.
Definitely.
He did it like 3 times. Admiral Piet, shout out to Admiral Piet. But it's this idea.
Piet.
Yo, Piet, that's my boy.
Some guy out there with an Admiral Piet t-shirt is just shedding a single tear.
But I feel like that's what Vader does, right? He's always kind of like the big boss, promoting people and demoting people and killing people if they do a bad job. And it's like that was like a running joke in Empire. Like he kept like killing off people and he kept like promoting them. And I feel like this is kind of what he's doing now with Reva.
He's just the worst manager for the Empire.
All I know how to do is promote or kill. I don't know how to empower a team or create synergy.
Book,
He kind of is.
I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I'm just winging this. Lord Vader over here.
It's Darth Vader. Can I go to the bathroom? No!
No!
Stay on the assembly line.
I will squeeze your bladder.
Yeah. Stranger Stars.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything more to add, but is there anything?
I mean, the shout out to Quinlan Voss, that was cool.
You know,
a Jedi who
you were trying to refresh my memory between takes, and I was like, as I saw Clone Wars once.
Yes.
Really quick watch.
Yeah.
The only time I took my time was the final season. That was the time I loved the final season, but I would like binge the shit, and then I just took my time in the final season. But I'm like, so much of it is a blur to me now.
Yeah.
So I don't even like. I'm like, that sounds so familiar. I don't even remember Quinlan Voss.
Yeah, Quinlan Voss. Obviously, Clone Wars. A lot in the comics. If you guys are in the comics, he teamed up with Obi-Wan to take on Cad Bane. That was a cool fight scene from Clone Wars 2. Yeah, I mean, he has a connection to Ventress, if anyone is connected to that. So, if anyone knows about that.
Ventress dead, right? She's dead by this point, right? Okay. Too bad. I liked Ventress. I feel like we can get Cal Kestis, though.
Ooh, yes, because this takes around the same time period, too.
I think so.
As far as Jedi Fallen Order 2.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, that's what this whole thing with the path was like making me go, oh shit, man, this really feels like we're seeing the Inquisitors, which feels fucked out of Jedi Fallen Order, and then, which is not, but anyway, but you have that, and then you have, and then the thing with the path. I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting Jedi Fallen Order vibes right now.
Cal Kestis passed through there at some point.
It would be great if we got Cal Kestis. He's that's such a cool character. And then they announced Jedi Fallen Order 2, and you know how Disney is. They're trying to line all their shit up. So
yeah,
I feel like that would be great if we can get Cal Kestis in there. I think that would just make fans lose their shit. That's like the next stage, right? Like we're getting cartoon characters brought to life. Now let's get the video game characters.
That'd be amazing. It'd be a really cool, like, you know, shout out to anyone who plays the video games, because I feel like that's a, you know, media that doesn't really get acknowledged too much.
And I also want to say really fast, even though I've been critical of Reva's performance, it has nothing to do with the fact that she's black. I went on social media, talking about heavy spoilers about this, and apparently I've just been so blind. We were talking about this before we filmed. I was like, apparently I've been so, because you've known about it for months, I've been so blind to all this like crazy amount of, sometimes people say it's racism when it's like, no, some people are just critical of stuff. And then there's the other part where people are just saying straight up racist shit, full on racist shit. And that shit just, I don't know why we're still there with a lot of the fan base in Star Wars. Like, it's just fucking bananas to me that we can, what is it supposed to be, like just a bunch of aliens, robots, and white people? Like, you see these.
Yes.
that's kind of what they want. Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous. And I'm rooting for Moses. It made me root for Moses Ingram that much more, because you'll see some of these YouTubers thumbnails of the shit they say on them. I couldn't believe it. And I think it's just such a shame and fucking disgusting. And
for all you Star Wars fans out there who think you're on the rebel side when you're doing shit like that, maybe reconsider your entire moral compass.
I'm not talking about people who don't like the character or like who are just like, I don't like the character, or I'm not a big fan of the performance. That's like a completely different conversation. There is some straight up racism out there, and that shit just needs to end, man.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest, I feel like it's been a part of Star Wars, obviously, for a while now. It really stood out a lot when it came to The Force Awakens, and John Boyega's character. There came this huge wave of online criticism towards any co-lead, not even lead, like just co-lead black character that was a part of the Star Wars franchise. And this stuff with Moses Ingram, I really encourage people, if you aren't a fan of the character, or if you are a little bit more critical of the performance, to try and not just give it a chance, but to try and reconsider perspectives on what comes from that, right? Is your perspective coming from a place of watching the show, or is your perspective coming from any of these online videos that you may be watching? Because I do feel like that has an influence, and these online creators who have a negative platform create that negative atmosphere and can create a negative perspective. That's kind of what happened with The Last Jedi. Sorry, guys. A lot of people came out of the movie theater and they were like, yeah, that was pretty good. And then they saw videos and they're like, I don't like it anymore.
In fact, I hate it.
Yeah, and I felt like I ran into so many people who reacted like that. And when it comes to this, I, for one, have always been outspoken as far as racist Star Wars fans, which is a part of the franchise and the fans. And I feel like people saying that we shouldn't acknowledge or we should ignore this, I don't think ignoring it is the way to go. I think acknowledging it, pointing it out, and condemning it is the way to go. And as much as we want to say that the majority of the fan base is not racist, we should still acknowledge that there is a lot that are racist, and they are very vocal and very persuasive. So I really do encourage people to defend Moses anytime you get a chance, to really just stand up and to be on the right side of this, because come on, guys, this has been way too long and we cannot be standing for this. So yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, not every time a person who's not a white person shows up is some kind of mathematical, attempt to
white men too.
Yeah, white man. It's like if it's anybody other than that, there's some kind of reason for uproar, and sometimes it's just like, hey, different kinds of people exist and can fill various roles, and if you want a diverse galaxy that really feels like it's of another world where there's tons and tons and tons of people and species overlapping. What's the problem?
I just hate this part. Like, we make a lot of jokes about that side of that vocal part of the internet that screams woke culture and everything. We make a lot of like satirical jokes about that. But truthfully, we make a lot of jokes because that shit just honestly annoys the fuck out of me. It pisses me off that the second they hear of somebody, that suddenly there's an agenda. But I'm like, not one part of this show has made about Reva being black to begin with. Like, it's not even the point of the character. It's not like they're making some social commentary about it.
That's the thing. It's like wait for the text of the thing you're complaining about to actually be disingenuous in trying to incorporate some kind of progressive message before just decrying, oh my god, they're ruining my favorite whatever.
And for what Star Wars is about, to have racism with fans surrounding it is like anti-Star Wars to me.
It's the most anti-Star Wars thing. I don't know how many times I have to say that if you are very much anti, progress, anti-progressive, anti-seeing diversity, then you are anti-Star Wars. Sorry.
It's not Star Wars.
You're with the Empire.
Yeah, you're with the Empire at that point.
You're the Imperials.
You're what the Empire's representing.
Star Wars has always been about overcoming this empirical standpoint of seeing everything uniform and everything one way. The whole point of the rebellion and having frickin' characters like Lando be the one to take out the second Death Star with a freaking Sullustan and Nine Nub was to show these two guys who are communicating in different languages and still taking down the most powerful machine on the planet. That's a very, very progressive moment in Star Wars, and I feel like George Lucas, if you know anything about George Lucas or have read up anything on him, you will know that is exactly what he's trying to communicate. So again, that's not Star Wars.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on bringing that up, but it just came out of you. It's like, this is a thing that's happening.
The only people allowed to vanquish my space Nazis are other white people. Okay, I'm just gonna say, I think it needs to be said.
The last thing I'll say is I think is the odd part about it is people I don't think often realize. That's the thing with like a lot of real racism is they don't realize that they're being racist. They just think it's a point of view they have about a certain thing without realizing, and then they blame like agenda, virtue signaling, something else without them realizing, oh wait, I'm actually being pretty racist about this right now, especially the fact that I just said a racist thing right now, because a lot of it has been very overt in the way it's been said about her. That so much of the Star Wars freaking social media had to come out and say something. I was like, because it was pretty bad.
That tweet from the actual Star Wars account.
There was some like really nasty. Once I saw like YouTube thumbnails saying shit, I was like, oh no, this is ridiculous. Anyway, guys, if you're not one of those people, subscribe to this channel. Leave a like. We just lost. We go under 1 million subs. Just like, how many people were there?
A lot of racist subscribers. It's weird. They must have all thought you were white.
Yeah, no,
this is a Star Wars video.
Yeah, you never know. I'd rather put that honest thought out there and lose subs if that means we can wean out some of those people. But then when the camera's not rolling, oh my god, the numbers are down.
Oh no, we have to go back.
No, woke culture's ruining everything.
No good comments about Reva from now on, guys. Okay.
No one talk about Reva.
If you do have to talk about Reva, it's complaints only.
All right, we got to do a Patron of the Day shout.
Hey.
Chris Wamoff coming in at the last minute in May. Thank you so much for pledging to our Patreon page again, buddy. It's been a while since I've heard of you, but I feel like it's really fitting to shout you out on Obi-Wan because, let's face it, if there was someone who really, really, really didn't actually have the feelings to help out someone, but was asked to and would do it because they were asked to, because they knew it would be the right thing to do. It's 100% you. There's no one.
Just that good a guy.
You're just that good a guy. You do more community service work than anyone I know. That includes not just people at Patreon, but anyone I know in real life too. So, Chris, it's great to have a soul like yours at our Patreon page. Don't have enough people like you in my life. So, I'm grateful that you would support us for as long as you have. And thank you for being you, man. And I hope one day we can meet in person where you'll treat us to dinner, because we're not you and we are stingy. I don't like to spend more than like $10 on another person. On myself, I'll spend boatloads, but on another person, not much money. But for us, you know, like I know you'll treat us good, man. I know you'll go in the negatives for us. I know you'll max out that credit card.
We deserve your charity.
So thank you, Chris, for willing to go broke to support us. People who don't need your money, but will gladly just take it because we're us and
We're
you're you.
opportunists, Chris.
Love you, buddy.